StrobotUltimate. It's been a long time since I've made a video, so I'm going to make a video. I've had a complete rewrite, and it behaves much, very different from the way it used to behave. For instance, you'll see all these trades here. Basically, there's about 18 trades on at the moment. You'll see all of them are negative. I shouldn't worry about that. It's because it's the weekend, so of course they're going to be negative. And I'm going to show you some of the things that it does. I'm not going to talk to you about how it works, but just to say that the chart you're seeing it on is completely irrelevant to the way it works. It doesn't use a standard candle bar chart. It uses calculations from a different type of chart, combined with loads of other things to know when to enter and when to exit. And it does hedging, it does dollar cost averaging, and I'll show you some of those in progress. So start off with the Aussie dollar. It runs on the 30-minute chart, and you can see what it's doing here. It's got a buy placed back here somewhere, and of course it looks like it's gone the opposite direction. It's gone down. In fact, it just has placed another buy. That's the stop for the top buy, and you can see the take profits up there. It does have a special type of trailing stop system in there so that it stays within its boundaries. These are just arbitrary stops and take profits. So in this case it's dollar cost averaging it, but because we're using tiny lot sizes, that's okay. So if we lose a trade, we're not that bothered. We did have a bit of a problem with FOMC the other day. We lost a bit, but the robot made it back in a week and more, so I was quite pleased with that. Here's another one. This is a standard trade. It's just put a sell on. As you can see, it's got its target set. It's quite reasonable to put a sell on here. You can see that there's regular bounces off this place. I don't know if it's going to make it to the take profit, but it doesn't really matter to this system. It'll work it in. Here's another one, and this one it's done a bit of hedging. It's got a long based on here that it had a short on some time ago. Excuse me. I think the short was put on here. And it's realised the market's gone long, so it's put a long on, so it'll wait for it to come short again and then take the profit out of that. It is really profitable. It's doing very, very well. It works on having a lot of small trades, so you can if you have it on like 0.01 lot size, which is teeny, you can make $100 a week easy. I won't say easy because it depends on the markets, because sometimes, you know, things go bad in the markets or go against you. And even with all these things in place, if you get a sudden move in one direction, the robot can't really deal with it because it's already got 18 trades on. But by having that many small trades on, it's less likely to be long-term impacted by that kind of movement. So it has been successful over the last... We've been running it properly live with this version of StrobotUltimate without all the indicators and everything. It's just a robot running on lots and lots of charts. Been running it for about a month, and it's been much more successful than anything else we tried. I think one of the issues was as well, but having an indicator that decided when to trade, then communicating with an expert advisor was excuse me, a little bit too much for Windows. We have now moved across to running the whole thing on Linux, and you might go, well, you can't run MetaTrader natively on Linux. No, we run it under Wine, but it's way more stable. And we don't get hit with the dreaded Windows updates either. It just runs rock solid on Linux. So in fact, we're running it on Zorin Linux, and we're just testing out some virtualization on Linux, so by having like multiple Zorin instances, one for each terminal that we're running. So that's kind of interesting. I'll let you know how that goes. So the robot's going pretty well, and it just does a lot of things. So I hope that's helpful. If you want to know more about StrobotUltimate.com or StrobotUltimate, just chuck us a message or something from the website, and we can go from there. Thanks very much.